recording now. Okay. So now we'll see this 3.1 section, Windows security. So I will cover this topic today. Okay. So in Windows security, you have lot of things to secure it. Okay. One is your user control and access. User control. Okay. User account. And then you will have a Defender, Windows Defender. So that will act as a antivirus and any threat protection. Okay. And you have Windows Firewall, which is built in, which will block the network. Whatever you are getting attacks, this is going to block. Okay. And you have BitLocker. BitLocker is for the disk encryption. Means your entire disk will be encrypted. Like even if you lost your hard disk, they cannot see your data. They can format it and they can use, but they cannot see your data. That is what BitLocker will do. And you have Active Directory and domain management. Active Directory is something you will manage it centrally. If you have 4,000 users or 5,000 users, you are going to manage it with Active Directory. Okay. And you have something called as group policy, where everything will be centralized. This is at the company level. These are all at the organizational level. These are all at the personal level. Okay. We can use both, but Active Directory, domain management, group policy, everything, it will be on the organizational part. And you have something called registry security. Registry security is like your complete control of the registry. Like you can change the settings, all that. You don't want to change the settings. So you are going to log the registry. And we have Event Viewer and Audit Logging. Event Viewer is whatever it is happening in your computer, this is going to record. So that is Event Viewer. And Audit Logging, whatever is happening on your computer or laptop, that is going to get audited or logged. Okay. Those are all the topics that we will be covering it for today. Okay. So let's go into the user account control. Okay. So we call this as privilege levels, or you can call it as elevation. So you would see in movies, right? Like hero got lot of elevation. Lot of elevation means importance. Okay. Privilege level. Privilege means your access level. Let's say in school, student will have one access. Junior lecturer will have one level of access. Senior lecturer will have an access. Principal will have access. Chairman will have a different level of access to the school or college. It depends on which privilege level he is having. Okay. So we'll see what are those privileges. Okay. So user control, user account control. Okay. So let's say we will open user here. you see it here. So you can add multiple users also here. Add someone else to this PC. Let me add users here. So these are all my users here. Large accounts, small accounts, details. So one is you administrator account. This is built-in admin. So this is default account. Okay. Managed by the system. This is guest. This is new admin 001. With this also we can log in. Okay. So I have made this account disabled. Okay. User cannot change password or user account is disabled. So he cannot access the account. I have disabled it. Okay. If I want to access, if I want to give access, then I can make him as an administrator, or I can give access. All these options I can put. Member of, he is member of only admin users. I will add here administrator. Or we can go here and we can add it. Groups, administrators, then you can add particular user. Okay. New admin. Check names. What is the user name? New admin 001. New admin 001. Okay. Now I am adding. So now this guy will get privileged access. I am elevating this user to an administrator account. Apply. Now he is an administrator. Now you see here access control assistant operators. So members of this group can remotely query authentication, authorization attributes, okay, and permission for resources on this computer. So remotely they can access the queries. Okay. So now you have one more administrator, which is unrestricted access. It will be complete access. Okay, you are making it as a privilege. So are you able to see the screen, Shruti? Like, is it small or big? How the font is? I will change this one. Now it's big, right? You are able to see it now. Yes, Rati? You see now? So these are a little bit readable now. Okay. Now you have backup operators. Okay. So what these guys will do, they will have all the backup related access. Okay. So like this you have lot of groups inside your server operating system. Okay. So based on your role in companies, they will give you this access. Okay. If you are from backup team, they will put you this access, backup operator. If you are VMware or Hyper-V admin, they will give you this access. If you are web application user, they will give you this access. So if you are doing any storage related, they will give you this. So based on your role, you will get this type of access. Okay. Now you have user account control. So let me put here user account control setting. Okay. So you see it here in your computer also, you can check this. Okay. Apps run with limited rights by default. Okay. So notify me only when apps try to make changes to my computer. Okay. So if any app is changing the settings, okay, it will notify me. I will put any always notify. App try to install software or make changes to my computer. Okay. I make changes to Windows settings. Okay. One second. Notify me only when apps try to make changes to my computer. Okay. So why we keep this setting is, if something is changing in our computer, okay, let's say if any virus, you got any virus, then it will keep on changing, then only you will be notified. Okay. Notify me only when apps try to make changes to my computer. Do not dim my desktop. Okay. So whenever there is any change is happening, here it will dim. Your desktop will go dim. Here it will not go dim. Okay. Not recommended. Choose this only if it takes a long time to dim the desktop on your computer. So now never notify. Apps try to install software or make changes to my computer. Okay. So this is not at all recommended. Okay. Why we keep this setting is, if something is happening on your computer or on your laptop, it will notify us like this program is changing. So this is how we will come to know. So you will limit the power of the rights or even the administrator. So let's say you downloaded one program, okay, and it wants to access all your data. You will restrict it with user access control. Okay. So I don't want to give the access to this particular application. Then it will deny. That is how it is. Okay. Whenever there is a prompt for elevation, so there is one thing called as elevation. Okay. So I will right click here Okay. So you can run it as run as. Okay. Okay. Run as administrator. So you will have an option in your laptop, like you can run as a admin, okay, which will give you elevated access, unrestricted access if you do it by elevation. Okay. So why we will be using this user account control is you will protect the systems from any malware or any other virus. Okay. This will restrict the settings, system settings. You can stop from making those changes. That is why you have user account control. You can just try it on your laptop, no problem. Okay. Next we will see user account levels, account privileges. You have standard users can use apps but cannot install software or change any settings. He is just a standard user. Okay. So I will go back here. Okay. So you have users here. So this is a standard user. So where he doesn't have any access to install a software or change any system setting. He will just use the application, that's it. So next one is, you see this level here green and you have this access here. Power user, you have this legacy role with some elevated privileges. So this is a deprecated. Deprecated means it is removed in modern Windows. Okay. So earlier we had power users. So still we have a power user. This is Windows 2019 server. Maybe in 2022 they would have removed it, or in 2025 they might have removed this. Okay, power users. Okay. They have some backward compatibility and possess limited administrative powers. So some of them will have access here. Okay. Some elevated privileges means they can execute or they can make some of the system changes. So that is what power user is. Now you have administrator. Okay. Administrator is, you can have full control. Okay. But USC still prompts for before sensitive action. So let's say if I want to real-time protection. Okay. See, if I want to change any settings here, okay, or any settings which are on, then it will give me warning. Okay. So here it will give me warning like you should not be doing this. Okay. advanced setting. Or so if you are changing this, it needs to give me a error here. Okay, it is not like this. It should give me proper error, like pop-up, or it should tell, okay, you are not supposed to do it. If you want to continue, you need to accept the risk. All that, it will show some error. After that, it will allow. So that is what that option is. Okay. So now you have system here, okay, which is used by Windows services, not with the interactive users. Okay, this is like a part of OS. Okay, let's say, I don't think you will understand this or not. Let me explain you. Okay, so some of these services will be running as a local system. Some of them will be running as a local service. Okay, local system is, okay, part of the OS. Okay, these are all the part of OS. Okay, all these are network services, means it requires some kind of a networking mechanism. Internally or externally, they act as a network. Okay, so these are all processes are related to network services. So they will have a kind of a network to communicate within the processes. So all these local system is part of the OS. Okay. And the other one is, that is part of local service. These are all the services. It will be like running the service. So these are the services. Okay. So when you run a service, okay, it will be running with the highest privilege. Okay, like it is part of OS, you cannot touch here, you cannot stop it. That is how the system privilege will be. So you have standard, then admin and system. So those are all the privilege levels. Now we have core protection tools on the Windows platform. So we have Defender, Firewall and then BitLocker. Okay. So each will have its own protection mechanism. So what Windows Defender will do, it will do a real-time protection and then ransomware protection. Okay. Then firewall integration, and it will do a cloud delivered protection. Okay. So then it will be doing a virus, threat scanning and security history. So I will open the Windows Defender here. Okay. Windows Defender settings. Now you see it here, whatever we have just mentioned. So you have real-time protection. Okay. There is security, Windows security. Okay. So you have virus and threat protection. Okay. Virus and threat scanning, firewall and network. Okay. Device security. All you have here. Okay. Open Windows security. Virus threat. Okay. This is my all the virus and threat protection. Okay. Ransomware protection. Okay. This is what real-time protection is. Manage settings. So you have real-time protection means, let's say if you download any file, immediately it will catch. That is called real-time protection. So if you don't have this, okay, let's say you download any virus file. Or you copy any infected file. Okay. So this one, if you have disabled real-time protection, that file will be not detected. It will be not detected because that will not check for the real-time protection. Only when you scan it, then only it will be able to check or scan for virus. Okay, that is why it is always recommended to have virus real-time protection. Okay. So once you disable that, so you need to scan regularly. So this you need to scan it regularly if you don't have real-time protection. So in scanning it will detect whether it is infected with virus or not. Okay. Now you have threat history. If there is any infected files, it will show the security history. Okay. This is see full history. So there is no threat detected. Okay. So this is what Windows Defender will do. Okay. You have alongside with this, it will be integrated with the firewall as well. And now you have Windows Firewall. Okay. So now you have Windows Firewall. Okay. So you have Windows Defender Firewall. Okay. So this one, it is going to act like a firewall. It will stop any network related activities. Okay. So it acts as a gatekeeper between you, your computer and network traffic. Blocking connection you haven't approved. Okay. If you want to block any connections, incoming or outgoing, then you will configure here. Okay. So if you want to block any ICMP request like ping request, then you can make changes here, then it will lock. Okay. Allow through firewall. So if you want to block ICMP, then you can block here. Ping will not work if you block the ICMP. So these are all the settings you have to allow it here. Then only computer will allow, or else it won't allow. Okay. So you see it here, SSH, Telnet, remote logging, all I have allowed. SFTP, FTP, SC and SCP client, all that. Okay, let me open up one. Okay, I will open on Chrome. Name, and this is your description. If I am not allowing it here for private or public, okay, then it will Chrome will not work. This it is allowed at the multiple levels it allowed. Okay. So where this will act as a gateway between you and your computer. Okay. Everything if you want to block it, then it will block. Where I have made these settings. On or off. Whether you can put this on or off. So you want to block all connections, including those in the list of allowed apps, then it will block all the incoming. If you want to block all the outgoing connections, including those, that is this setting, that is for public network setting. This is for private network setting. So now it comes to what is public and what is private. Okay, whenever you connect to a Wi-Fi, it will ask is it public or private. So if you connect it to a public network, you will mention it as a public. If you are connecting at home, only you are using, then you will connect it as a private. So those are all your rules. Inbound is for incoming, outbound is for outgoing rules. Okay. Now you have network profiles here. Okay. Windows Firewall. You see domain, private, and then public. Domain is if you are inside a company, then you will make sure that this is a domain. Okay. If you are in a private network, then you will mention it as a private. If you are using public, then you will make it as a public. Okay. So that's it for today. Okay. I will stop this recording. Okay. And now if you have any doubts, you just let me know. I will stop the recording.